Well, hello everyone. I am Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Today is Friday, February the 4th, 2022, and this is your status chat. I do have today's little numbers. We'll look at those, but I have to say, I didn't leave the house today with all the potential icing and glazing of the roads, and I must admit the only thing I like glazed are my donuts. So I stayed in and backed up onto Blu-ray about 4 terabytes of last year's shows and whatnot. So we have that. I don't know if you saw last week's episode, but I put some gratuitous pictures of some chalas up for you to see, and then I think to continue that little theme, just because we don't have our Super Nacho game coming, because you know I can't say the Super B word because it is a registered trademark and I don't have written permission, so I can't say that. But I will show you a couple of quick gratuitous pictures of sourdough. I don't know if anybody eats sourdough these days, but anyway, here's some pictures. We'll look at those and we'll get straight to our middle segment. As with any story we bring to you in the middle segment of a status chat, the full link to that story will be found in the description of the status chat over on the YouTube page where you find this status chat. Now, the date line on this is yesterday, February 3rd, 2022. Miss Diana Olick, we see her. She's a regular contributor to CNBC Real Estate, and we'll see what she has to say. Key points. The profit on a typical home sale last year was just over $94,000, an increase of 45% from the profit in 2020 and 71% from pre-pandemic profits. About 42% of homeowners were considered equity rich at the end of last year, and the amount of tappable equity, that's equity above 20% usually required by lenders to back a mortgage, that's because we like to see that 80-20 ratio or better, grew by $2.6 trillion last year to a record total of $9.9 trillion. Now, we're not going to watch your little video, but we're going to drop right on down to this little bit. The stunning jump in home values over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic has given U.S. homeowners record amounts of housing wealth. What they choose to do with it could have impacts on the broader economy. Yes, if you want to do a cash out refi, take some of that money out, what a lot of people are doing to pay bills and whatever else, buy cars, just be careful, because your home, for most people in America, their home is their primary source of wealth. Annual home prices gained an average of 15% in 2021, up from 6% in 2020, according to CoreLogic. Strong pandemic-driven demand, record low supply, and record low mortgage rates, that's about to change, conspired to create those lofty and hefty gains. Bidding wars are now the norm, and desperate buyers are competing with investors who want to cash in on the hot market. Upward trend is continuing despite winter being a historic slow season for housing in a year. And I think we can go through some of this, but let's keep her short today. While we expect this year's buyers will eventually see some relief from the 2021 frenzy, home shoppers continue to face challenging conditions in the early days of 2022. Danielle Hale, chief economist for Realtor.com. In fact, last week's home price and time on the market trends are suggesting the competition has intensified. I think that some of that is due to the fact they're trying to get in before the interest rates go up because of the inflation. And if you've kept up with some of the previous shows we've done, the Fed has kind of hinted at there are going to be some changes in the bond buying characteristics. So we can go on down here and read a little bit more of this. Impact on the economy. The amount tappable equity, that is over that 20% usually required by lenders to give you that cash out refi, grew by $2.6 trillion last year to $9.9 trillion. We're rehashing what she already said. That's a 35% jump in a single year. We also read that equity previously were reported at 31%, I think it was. The average homeowner now has $185,000 in tappable equity. I just wouldn't squander it on silliness. And that's pretty well much the end of the argument. We return you to the show. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, Call Dale to Sell. That's one L in Dale, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Now that we got our middle segment out of the way and the advert that we put in there to keep track happy, to make sure I have all of my advertising requirements taken care of, let's look at last week's numbers. Last week, for the week ending 1/28/22, we had 7792 opportunities in Real Scout system. That was down over the previous period. We had 3926 in the under contracts still showing. That was up slightly over the previous period, and we increased at the integer level on the ratio between them to 50%. Now this week, let's see what we did. We had, for week ending 2/4/22, we had 7786 opportunities. That is down over the previous period. We had 3905 in the under contract still showing, which was down over the previous period, and the ratio between those two numbers remained at 50%, which means there are half as many contracts that are taken but still showing, still marketing the property versus what we have in a combination of the coming soons and the actual open for tours and availability. So that's it. I hope you have a good, safe weekend, and call Dale to Sell.